Hello everyone and welcome to this video where I'll be explaining how we can manage different layers in a Scratch project. So why is it important to manage layers in a Scratch project? It is because in Scratch we have like different sprites working in parallel, and we have to um, show only a few sprites at a time on the screen. So if you see the example of for this project, then we see that when we start this, it the short stopper intro screen appears, and then once we click this, then this difficulty options appear, and once we select the difficulty, then the difficulty goes away, and now we have this soccer player, the goalkeeper, the football, this whole goalpost and ground image, all this appears. And after that, if we just go back and go to shop, then the shop screen appears. So there are like different settings under which the different things might appear on the screen, and the rest of the things are hidden from the view. And the way we do it is by using layers, because the layers help us to make sure that there are different sprites that are at different levels, and one sprite will be shown on top of another, which means, like, for example, if we select this ball, for example, the ball is always on top of the player. So if we show the ball under the player, for example, then the problem would be that the when the player catches the ball will not be visible. So uh, that will not be good. So basically, we have a certain arrangement that we have to follow when we are using this. So we have to plan that in advance when we are doing the project. Also, if we want to change our plan, that's also absolutely possible. So here is one example of from this project how we are arranging the layers. So the front layer, the top layer, is always thumbnail or the game logo, which is not visible in this case because I've hidden this logo, but ideally this should be at the top. So here you can see when this is flag is clicked, then ghost effect increases to 0. So until the flag is clicked, this is supposed to be here. And when I receive difficulty, then it is hidden. But when the flag is clicked, then the ghost effect increases. So basically, the ghost effect increases means we are hiding it, but it's still there. And forever go to front layer. So it's on the front layer always. So this is how the this game logo is supposed to work. But since we are not using the game logo for now, we have hidden it. So if I change the visibility from to visible, so I make it visible, so you'll see, like, whenever I stop the game, always the short stopper logo will appear, and as soon as I start the game, this intro screen will appear. So this is how it's supposed to work, but I have hidden it just for the development purpose, so that I can develop the game, and it's not always, all the sprites are not always hidden. So after the development is complete and the game is ready to be released, I'll just make it visible so that this so whenever I click on stop, I'll only see this. So this gives a more professional look for the game. So that's the first layer. The second layer below that is the soccer ball, which is always appear on the top of everything. Then the third is player avatar. The fourth is player itself, player sprite, basically. The fifth is goal post. Sixth is background image, which is the goal image of the goal post and the ground and all that stuff. Below that is the difficulty buttons. And as we are going down, you can see we are going toward the intro and all those sections. So those sections are basically the bottom layers, and the game and all that, the actual game, is at the top layer. That's how I have designed it. And as you go down, you can see the buy button, the play button, the shop button, all these are there. So that's basically how we have arranged. And the text and the score, that is the score that we are maintaining here, is at the top. So this is always at the top, just below the this logo. So if we now click here, and select a difficulty level and start the game, you can see that the top layer is that, and then the goal is appearing here. So with that, uh, so I have explained how the layers are first planned, and then once we plan the plan the layers, so we go to the each individual sprite, and you can see like I have adjusted these layers. Go to front layer and go backward one layer. So that's for this text, and then for the player, and we have to do it individually for each sprite. So for this player, we are adjusting the layer here. The go to the front layer and go backward three layers, because we have already decided that the player avatar will be like three layers below the front layer. And then similarly for um, the player rectangle, we are adjusting it uh, somewhere here. Go to the front layer and go back four layers. So player rectangle is just below the player avatar, because avatar will always show up. So you can see here the avatar will always be on top, so that the avatar is visible. And at some point when I'm ready to release this game for public, I'll hide this rectangle. So that's that. And then the soccer ball, as I mentioned, it is also just two layers below, so just below the text. And that's how it is all planned. And every time I make, let's say I decide that I want to bring the soccer ball below this player avatar. So in that case, what I have to do is I have to change all the things that are getting affected. So, or maybe I say that I want to bring in another sprite, which will be the new fifth layer. So five layers below the front, I want to introduce a new sprite, which will be, let's say, XYZ. So in that case, this will be XYZ, and then six below will be goalpost, and this will go down. So everything will after that will go down by one step. So I have to go to each of those sprites and change their levels so that they are on the correct level. So that's the adjustment we have to do if we decide later to introduce one sprite somewhere in between. So that's what is written here. So this is the document, the running document that I maintain for this game project, and I'll explain in other videos like different uh, other different nodes and different important areas that we want to cover using this. But this is the layers are an important part of any game design, and that's why I wanted to cover it in a separate video. So thanks for watching. See you in the next video.